My name is Andrew James. I'm a director of Populous Architects. We are a global sports design architecture company. Populous have been working for 30 years around the world, and we have completed over 2,000 major international sports projects. In the year 2001, I was working for HOK Sport, which is now Populous, and we were commissioned by the Taipei City government to do a land use planning study for the Songshan tobacco factory site to determine whether or not it was feasible to fit a 40,000 seat indoor baseball stadium on the site. When it comes to sports facilities, I was educated in Australia. Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, all of our newest sports facilities are situated right in the centre of the city. In the 1960s and 1970s, Australia, UK, America, all built large stadiums outside the city. Now they are wastelands, they are white elephants. They're considered a complete waste of money. And there are some 10 or 15 stadiums that have been built for 2002 World Cups. Those stadiums are now all empty, disused. They just sit there like sad old tombstones in the urban fabric of Korea. And now the Koreans are coming to us and saying, what do we do about all these empty stadiums? We should put retail with these empty stadiums to make them come alive. So they went through the process of designing a stadium not connected to retail. And now they realize that's wrong. To make a precinct or an area come alive, you need retail. You only have to look at the streets of Taipei to see that the areas that are alive at night are actually the shops. We don't want this stadium to die. We connect it to shops, it stays alive 24/7 instead of just on Saturday night. The way to build new social infrastructure facilities is as close to the city centre as possible. What a great bonus for the Taipei Dome. There have also been a few questions asked about the integration of a sports facility with things like retail, car parking. As you know, we have a 3 or 4 level car park actually underneath the stadium itself, and it's connected directly to a major retail mall. The first thing I want to say is this is actually the modern trend. If you look at all the modern major sports facilities, they're all connected to major retail facilities, and they're all connected to car parking as well. The Etihad Stadium in Melbourne has 2 levels of car park directly underneath the sports field, just like you have in the Taipei Dome. It's been there for 15 years. It's very safe. Car parks under sports field, there's nothing wrong with that. Concrete is a very safe and fireproof material. We don't have any problems with that. In fact, we encourage it. And we also encourage the connection of a sports facility with a retail facility. But for safety reasons, 40,000 seats is fine. Depends why they're saying it. If they're saying it's too many seats for an event, like not that many people will come, that's possible. But if he's saying it's too many seats because of safety reasons, well, that's not correct. It's already been tested. It doesn't mean you shouldn't build them. That's the real answer. All this is all just bullshit. There have been quite a number of questions raised about the safety standards of the Taipei Dome, whether or not it complies with the Green Guide, whether or not people can egress or exit from the site in time, whether or not the roof is stable. I just want to tell you that Populous have completed over 2,000 international sports projects over 30 years. Our reputation rests upon our ability to design projects that are safe. If just one of our projects out of 2,000 If just one has a problem with safety, my whole company is out of business. So I just want to assure everybody that we don't design unsafe buildings. If we do, our business is over. And yet we are by far the most experienced sports architects in the world. We have more experience of this than anybody else. We go through an extensive design review process. After we design the concept of the building, we bring in other specialized sub-consultants, of course our engineering consultants for the roof. We bring in what we call pedestrian modeling consultants. They test the flow of people and they simulate that according to real-life experiences. So not only do we already design buildings and get it right, because that is our job, but we still ask other specialized consultants to test our design to ensure that it is correct. So it goes through an extensive review and testing process. And always, safety is the #1 consideration, more important than everything else. I can't be too political about it, all right? So. I've heard that there have been a number of computer-simulated emergency egress calculations and videos made recently. Can I just tell you one thing? Computers are only as good as the information that you put into them. If the information you put in is wrong, the computer simulation is wrong. If the information you put in is artificial, the computer simulation is artificial. I've heard there is one simulation where people are allowed to leave the building, but they're not allowed to leave the site. Now that's an artificial thing to do. Can you imagine somebody standing on the footpath while the building is burning next to them? It's ridiculous. So the computer program or simulation is only as good as the person controlling it. If you want it to work in a realistic manner, you have to treat it in a realistic way. It shouldn't be used as a political tool. Originally, we designed the Type A dome to comply with international safety standards for egress. And one of the things that we did was we followed the Green Guide safety standards at sports grounds. That was developed in the UK. And actually, it was people from our company, senior staff from Populous, that helped write that document. So we know it very well. So the original design that we gave to the local architect here in Taipei was designed to comply with international safety standards. Following that, there was a local review of building standards, and the staircases that we put in were actually increased in size. So many of those staircases are actually larger than what is required for international safety standards, so that they comply with local safety standards. The Taipei Dome is right in the center of the city. This is a really big plus for any major piece of infrastructure. People don't have to drive an hour outside the city and get caught in traffic jams. You don't have to build a new train line. You don't have to build 10,000 new car parks. Because in the center of the city, you've already got all that infrastructure. There are 2 MRT lines actually passing the site of the Taipei Dome, and it connects directly to both of those. So we don't have to build any new train lines. It's already there. There are thousands of car parks in all the office buildings surrounding the Taipei Dome. And there are tens of thousands of people that work within a 10 or 15-minute walk. So the beauty of its location is people can walk there after work and watch a show. The infrastructure is already in place. And this is very much the modern trend globally. If you look at the Yankees Baseball Museum, downtown New York. If you look at the O2 Arena in London, the most successful entertainment arena in the world right now, until the Taipei Dome gets built. If you look at that, it's also right in the center of the city and connected to the MRT. This is the modern trend. There were many important design considerations throughout the whole 6-year process of the design of the dome. The first one was the land use planning study determined that we could actually fit a 40,000 seat stadium on the site. So it had to fit. Secondly, it had to be safe. We had to ensure that it was going to be a safe development. Thirdly, it's opposite the Sun Yat-sen Memorial. This is a very important philosophical, conceptual design consideration about iconic buildings in a city. It's very big. It's bigger than the Sun Yat-sen Memorial. We wanted to keep the overall size of it down. It could have actually been 20 meters higher. And then it would have, I feel it would have been too large, too massive as part of the street. It's a very large building. So we pushed the building down. The playing field is around 12 or 15 meters lower than the street. So the whole bulk or massive size of the building can actually reduce. And if you look at it now on the street, you can see the shell taking place. You see how big it is, but if you look down the street, it's not too aggressive, visually aggressive. It's not too selfish or egotistical. The idea that was, we wanted it to have a low heart, if possible. And I think it's achieved that even better than we expected. Looked at the actual shape of that dome many times. There were ones where it was quite circular, almost like a ball or a globe or a sphere. You'll see that this one is quite low and quite flat on the top. Our client spent quite a lot of extra money to make it like that. As a globe, it's a more efficient structure. So flattening it actually cost our client money, but they understood the value of keeping its profile or keeping its elevation down a little bit so that it paid respect to the Sun Yat-sen Memorial across the road. We don't make it look like animals or turtles or shells or anything like that. We came up with the design of that dome because we wanted it to be, it's such a large building, and we were very conscious of the Sun Yat-sen Memorial across the road. He knew that to attract the best talent, young talent, worldwide, you had to have a city that was also exciting, where creative activities could take place. Young people want more than just a job. They want to feel involved, they want to feel excited, they want to go to events, important and exciting events like sports events, see the world's best entertainers, and they want to be able to tell their friends about it. Take pictures of the event that they're attending and put it on Facebook, etc. And to attract the best international events, sporting events and entertainment events, a city needs the best international facilities. It needs the right facilities where those types of events can take place, where the Yankees baseball team can come and play a game. The city needs to feel proud of the types of buildings that it shows off to the world.